Tell us about tackling to bed. Like when you go into bed, is your mind like, so now you packed everything, charged everything, now you're getting into your, is your mind spinning or you just boom, straight away fall asleep?
Well, think about this, Julio. There's been a day where I've seen 6 grizzlies
Yes.
in one day.
Yes.
I had 2 friends that told me that 2 of their friends got eaten by a grizzly in their tent the year before my first attempt with a Magnum pistol next to them that they always slept with, didn't get a shot off. So you zip your tent up, you lie down, and then you hear this noise outside of them. Is that the wind? Or is that the bear? What's going on?
Yes.
One night, a herd of caribou ran right past my tent, like 2 meters. So I'm lying there, and then all of a sudden, right next to my tent.
All right, man.
Yeah, so it's not as relaxing as you would imagine.
Yeah.
So it would take me probably about half an hour just to kind of decompress. Yeah. And then every time a noise would happen, add another 10 minutes onto it.
Oh my God, yeah. No, it's funny because if we don't ask the question, like now I'm sitting with you, I'm there with you, I'm like, I'm imagining now the tent, I'm imagining all the animals coming by. Did you have a pistol?
No, I had bear spray. So it's about that big and it's really high powered capsicum spray, like the police use, but just bigger. It's more effective than guns.
Wow.
So a grizzly can run faster than a racehorse over short distances.
Right.
So if a bear's charging you, you've got to get your gun out, aim it at the heart or the head, because nowhere else on the bear is going to kill it on the spot.
Right.
A lot of time people shoot the bear, then the bear kills them, and then the bear will die a few hours later.
Yeah.
That doesn't help the person. Doesn't help anyone. So it's so difficult to actually defend yourself with a gun against a bear that's charging you. But with bear spray, it shoots out a cloud of spray, and quite often the noise of the spray is enough to stop the bear, and it'll, whoa, what's this, and it'll run away. But if that doesn't stop it, the cloud of capsicum spray will. Wow. So it's 95-ish% effective.
95-ish. Right, and then you smashed the racket. And then what happened? When you tell me about arriving, tell me about perhaps the moment, maybe a couple hours before you arrived.
It was quite poignant for my whole journey. I think it would have been a bit strange if there was a welcoming party at the end and celebrations. The expedition finishes on the west coast at the end of the Noatak River, and there's a big open ocean sound at the end which you can't paddle across, it's too dangerous. So after paddling for 2.5 days with only 2 hours of sleep to try and beat this horrendous weather system that was coming in. And
I see.
Yeah, I get to the end of the river and there's no one there. And so I've finished my 6-year dream and there is not a single person there.
Where are you?
And I don't even know how I'm going to get from the river mouth to the town.
Right.
So I'm stuck there. And I just have to try and wait for someone to come past on a boat. And I
Really?
Yeah, and I think I waited for about 3 hours, and the huge weather system came in after 2 hours. And when the weather came in, I'm thinking, man, I'm going to be stuck here for days with no food.
Really?
I'd run out of food by that point. But then this Inuit man came past on a boat, and I sort of waved, and he was like, what's this white guy doing here, stranded by himself? But he picked me up, and I thought he was going to ask me, what have you done? And I'd be able to tell him, I just traversed the Brooks Range, and he'd be, oh my God, you're amazing. But he didn't ask what I was doing, he just picked me up, and so I didn't even get to tell anyone what I was done.
Mike, this is awesome.
But, that's what it should have been. Like, I wasn't doing this trip for anyone else, I was doing it for me.
You, that's exactly where I went. It's like, it's yours, you're yours alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm so glad I met you, because I'm thinking now about my mountains. I'm thinking about, I'm thinking about the things that I'm setting out to do, my preparation, where I'm sloppy, where I'm not able to boil my water and charge my batteries at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking about all this all together. Like, oh my God, what are my mountains right now? But I'm also thinking about young Julio, who said, I'm going to set out to do this and do that, right? Tell me, when you got to the village, what happened? So this guy took you to a village, is that correct?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Did you have a satellite phone on you?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you got to the village, and then what was your next day? Like, so you got the village, and somebody gave you food, or?
So the village has a couple of small restaurants.
Right.
You know, that is the biggest village in Alaska. It's got
Right.
1,500 people there.
Oh, okay.
Most of the villages have between 50 people and a few hundred.
Yes.
But this is more of a city,
Right.
as far as the Eskimo villages go.
Okay.
And I had a lot to do because there's a post office there, I had to organise sending the big inflatable kayak and all the stuff that I'd rented from a company back, and I had to book my flight out, and obviously I went and had the biggest breakfast you've ever seen, and then an hour and a half later was back at the restaurant for another, and they look at me and they're like, what? What are you doing? And yeah, so it was pretty busy. The local radio station had heard that I was trying to do this, and so they asked me to come and do a quick interview, which I did.
Beautiful.
And then.
But back here in Australia, did people know? Did the media know? Did anyone know?
Yeah, there was an Australian Story episode on my expedition.
Yes.
So that was the most downloaded episode of 2012. Ended up having about 1.5 million people that watched it.
Perfect.
So yeah, there was a bit of media attention. And 16 days after returning home, I decided I was going to attempt the winter traverse. So it was kind of right back into it.
Yeah. So let's talk about that now. So it's the same range, but now you're going to do it in winter.
Yeah.
So only 4 or 5 hours a day of twilight.
Twilight, yeah.
Right?
At the start.
Yeah.
And then it increases by about 5-6 minutes every day.
I want to ask a weird question.
Yeah.
Is there enough light to charge the batteries?
Well, you have to bring enough batteries. So on the summer traverse, I was able to charge my batteries with a solar panel. The winter traverse, not only do you have to bring enough batteries, but the life is cut in half or more because of the cold.
Yes.
So you have to factor in that even though this battery says it's going to give you 10 hours of life, it's going to give you like 4. So
I was wondering if any battery companies would use this moment to do some research or to kind of try some of the technology or something like that.
Especially like, most cameras will say that their lowest operating temperature is -20, -7, which is not true because I've used it way colder than that.
Right.
The LCD screen stops working.
Is that right?
Yeah, various other things.
Oh, wow.
So for sure there's the potential.
So let's talk a little bit now about what you need to go on this next trip. So you're looking for some supporters in terms of people that will, as I said before, that will be there with you, right? They're not just sponsoring, but they are. This is about, my leadership team. When we first met, you said that you've been able to secure some incredible public speaking opportunities, that you can speak into the heart of things, no longer, just going around. It's like, boom, you set out to do a goal, this is this. And people actually feel, after listening to your story and to your, I keep calling it code, because I really believe that you developed the code to secure, like panic attacks, got that. Yeah. And panic attacks happen, but this is how you observe them. This is how you utilize the energy to actually get achieved. But what do you need right now? So talk to us a little bit about when are you going? If ideal scene for you would be what? Who's showing up to support you?
Okay, so I decided after the unsuccessful winter traverse that the only way I was going to go back is if I was going to do it completely right. And to do that, it's a 1.5 year long project.
Okay.
So the plan is to start it in November. Do the whole winter in Canada, training expedition in the Brooks Range, and then between March of 2018 and October of 2018, training, another expedition, and then in October, go up to the Brooks Range and spend 2 months in a cabin acclimatizing to the cold. Because for the last one, I flew from subtropical summer in Australia to Arctic winter.
Yeah.
There was a 80-degree temperature change, and just like that. And your body can't handle that.
No.
So even the Eskimos say that they struggle at the start of winter.
Right.
It takes a bit of time to adjust. So all of the training expeditions are really important, but the crucial thing is that 2 months in the Brooks Range before the expedition starts. So when we start the winter traverse, we are completely acclimatized, our bodies are ready to go. We're also able to test out a lot of the route during those 2 months. So I'm looking for companies that want to join me on this journey. So what I will offer them is a number of keynote presentations and business development sessions over the course of the 1.5-year long project. And why that's so beneficial is because humans, by our nature, we set ourselves New Year's resolutions or goals, or we hear a motivational speaker, or we watch a film and, we're going to change our lives, and then 2 days later we've forgotten about it. There's no accountability.
Yeah.
So for the companies that join me on this journey, they see me at the start and they set themselves goals. And then a few months later, I'm checking in with them. Where are you at? You said you were going to do this. Yeah. What have you done to enable you to achieve what you told me that you were going to do?
Accountability is 2 ways. So not only are you accountable to them for your training, for the preparation, your plan, but they too are accountable too. We said we're going to take our company or our endeavor to this mountain. Right? We're going to face our bears, and we're going to face our, preparation. And are you doing it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's not just those sessions. Throughout the whole project, they've got direct access to me. Anyone from the company wants to ask me a question or have a chat, I'm available to them. Obviously, apart from when I'm on an expedition.
Okay.
But most of the time in the 1.5-year project, I won't be on, in the wilderness. I'll be training and preparing and everything else. So, and then there's the mental health side of things. We're going to save lives. It's not only are we going to raise money for suicide prevention and mental health, but in all of my talks, it's the mental health side of things that really connect with people, because we're so bombarded with success stories all the time. We don't see the failures. We don't see people's flaws.
The human component, the flaws. Yeah.
I'm an oversharer. I get told it all the time.
Yes.
I've just got no problem with talking about all of the things that I don't do well and where my weaknesses.
That's beautiful.
And I struggle with my anxiety. I still struggle to this day with it. But I've accepted it, and I've learned how to manage it. And I had a really beautiful thing happen to me just over a month ago. I went to Europe to attempt to climb and snowboard the west face of the Eiger, really famous mountain. This mountain is nicknamed Death Mountain.
Right.
Only mountain on Earth that the government has banned people from climbing because so many people are dying.
Right.
Anyway, the day before flying to Europe, I felt myself starting to have a little panic attack, and it was getting worse. And then all of a sudden, I felt really good and I was in a good mood. And I realized that I was having positive association. So the anxiety was reminding me of Alaska, because all of my panic attacks happened in association with my expeditions. And so it made me feel like I was about to go on an expedition, which I was, and that took me to a happy place. So it was the negative feeling of the panic attack which made me feel positive, because it reminded me of all of these good things. And even though people say, why would you keep going back if you're having panic attacks and it's so bad? But I'm doing something I love. And yeah, the panic attacks are horrible, but it enables me to do what I love doing. And
Unreal.
It was
Unreal. See, if we were to then, so anyone who's watching this right now, there'll be a multitude of ways where you can play and participate, Just to start following John, to start, of course, there will be an element of donations, and you can see here you're part of Beyond Blue as well.
Yeah, no longer, but I will be reconnecting with them for this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll actually be doing charitable initiatives with the companies.
Yeah.
So we're not just going to ask them to raise money, we're going to come up with the
But you being
ideas.
with Beyond Blue.
Yeah,
that's
I was an
point.
ambassador
So
for 2.5 years. I
Got
get
it.
talks on mental health.
Let's be a bit more honest, perhaps a bit down to the, if you were to speak to younger John, right? You where you sit now, if you had a time machine or you had a way to speak to younger John, who's about to face his first few panic attacks or anxiety, fear of the future, let's call it, cool? What would you say to him?
Absolutely nothing. I think you have to. And that's the problem with mental health, is when you're in the moment of depression, it feels like there's no way you could possibly ever get out of it. The only way, no one can tell you you'll get out of it. You just have to push through. People can tell you that you can get through it, not you will get through it, but you can, and that helps. And hearing other people say, yeah, I was there and I thought I was going to die. I didn't think I was going to get through it, and I did. It can help people realize that it is possible. But the only way that I was able to get to the point of the positive association was through going all the bad stuff.
Yes.
It's an important part of living.
Yes.
So I wouldn't, as horrible as it was, I wouldn't want to take that away from younger John.
Right. That's brilliant. That is beautiful. You want companies to support you? You're gonna. What's the deal? What's the proposal? Is there a proposal? Is there a deal on the table?
Yep.
How much money do you want a company to give you? What's the time commitment? Is there already? Have you formulated that?
Yeah. So we're looking for a small number of companies to put in $40,000. This amount is flexible if they want a bigger involvement or a smaller involvement.
Okay.
And for that, they get a 1.5 year long program with me.
Okay.
There's the keynote presentations, the business development sessions, the mental health, the charitable initiatives, the ongoing support for myself and engagement, as well as the intangible benefits of marketing and being associated with the other companies. Because it won't just be the relationship that they'll develop with me, they'll develop a relationship with the other companies that are also part of this journey. We want it to be quite exclusive. People have asked me, why don't I just get less money but from more companies and it'll be easier? But I don't believe in handouts. I want to make sure that I'm giving back more than they're giving to me.
You're the kind of guy who will work 2 jobs, work until you get the money to go do it. So this is not as if like, oh, please give me the money so I can do it. It's like, come and play. You know what I mean? Like, come in the journey with me. You will be better off for your investment. I hear it loud and clear. Right? Whoever comes on the journey with you, it is very obvious. They will be better off for going in the journey with you. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's no longer young John. It's like the John has done it. It's just taking it to the next level, right? So you're looking for what's the total? How have you budgeted? What's the total cost for the whole entire project?
320.
320.
Yeah.
So
and that's the 1.5 year of all the training expeditions, the filming costs, the food, training, flights, expeditions. You know, we've got to rent a cabin for 2 months. We've got to get snow machines out. It's a tough place to do these expeditions.
I can imagine that the value of the media exposure will be way more than 300 grand. You know what I mean? If one company was to pick up the whole investment, you know, just the fact that, how many viewers did you have when it first?
It was 1.5 million, but
1.5 million Australians watching.
Yeah, Australia and New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That is a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that was just that year. It's obviously still online and people still watch it to this day. I still get emails from people.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How wonderful, how wonderful.
But one thing I learned was never to promise anything you can't deliver 100% on. So the way I'm approaching this is that even though, as you're right, the benefits of all the exposure is huge, that is not 100% guaranteed. I can't promise anyone that they're going to get X million people watching this. So I'm giving them more than 40 grand of value before we even finish the expedition, and then everything after that is a bonus.
It's a bonus. No, I particularly see it that way as well. Guys, I just want to summarize this like this. So my friend John Cantor, I met him through an introduction of another friend, Chris Dutton, and immediately, you know, you meet John and you get a combination of humbleness, like really from a heart space. A guy who banged his head, failed, and just got up again and again and again and again. A guy who realizes that, you know, panic attacks, fear, are not just concepts, they're real. He lived it through it. Became an ambassador for Beyond Blue. Just to say to people, hey, you know, there's many of us that suffer from the anxiety attacks. and just kept coming and coming. And the thing that I think you get the most out of this interview is that there is code to go through your mountains, through your challenge. There is code in order to settle down your fears, you know. And it's been a true pleasure to have you come and spend some time with us. We will indeed publish this and get this out to as many people as we can. And my friend, let's start the journey. Thank you so much for coming.
Obrigado.
De nada.